All right, good morning, everybody. So, yesterday we wrapped up Hot Longs and Soto's Revenge. That playthrough was easily one of the best I've ever had. It was a ton of fun, but we had kind of done everything we could do with it. We'd gone to the very limits of equipment and capabilities. We took down Catlawn, the Holy Nation, the United Cities, and all of the Hybers. The Shek Kingdom were our allies, so we had no reason to fight them. The Flotsam ninjas had only wanted to destroy the Holy Nation. So now we're starting a new playthrough. Uh, we're playing a fully modded list. I'm using every mod that I typically would have in game. I'll get a list together, but I'll probably put that in a post or something in the post section of YouTube. It's a very extensive list, and I mean, way more than what it was before. So I don't want to throw it all in the description, but I'll find a way to get a link to that or see if I can make a list on Steam. But I just use mods from Steam. So the kind of mods we're using, the typical 256 character limit, 5 attack slots. Shops have more money in items. This just makes it to where we can actually buy more things without having to wait for the shop to refresh 9 times. And there's a little bit more, there's certainly a lot more food available for purchase, which in my mind makes sense. I feel like it would be, food's already so expensive in Kenshi that it makes sense that there'd be more of it to buy. We're starting out as a holy paladin fresh out of training. We are starting out with 100 relation with the Holy Nation. We have apparently impressed the living daylights out of the Holy Lord Phoenix, and we're about to have our first meeting with him to discuss our future as a Holy Paladin. So we've already got our armor, we've already been granted the title of Paladin, and now we're getting ready to speak to the Phoenix about what we can do. So far, nothing's really happened game wise, so we're starting a very fresh playthrough here. Okay, so he wants me to. Apparently, my deeds in my training have really impressed him. My mouse is doing this weird double click thing, but he basically says he pulls you in and gives you a big hug, and he smells like vegetables, apparently. And then he blesses us and gives us the chalice of fire, which we can use to get some early funding to build up a team or buy some equipment. So we ask him, what can we do to serve Okren? Oh. He says we have many enemies. Flotsam's narco worshipping heretics still roam free and need to be brought to justice. They steal our child bearers and incite riots. And then there's the barbaric warmongering devils. They've terrorized our towns enough with their needless hunger for blood. So we can choose to take down the Shek Kingdom or the Flotsam. So he says that we can go take care of the Flotsam and I would not. Okay, so he's saying he doesn't really wish us to have to journey to get her, but we're going to say consider her purged. And he'll give us a seal that we can also either sell or use to recruit paladins. And then we can offer to destroy the Shek Kingdom. And he'll give us another seal. So now we've got 2 seals that are worth like 30k total, plus the chalice that's worth 30k. This will give us some good starting money, which is really useful because my normal starting shenanigans to make money wouldn't make any sense if you're really a paladin who's gone through his training and is actually a religious zealot. See, even the shopkeepers are just handing me stuff, giving me donations. They're always trying to curry favor with you. I'm going to buy some cheap food. I'm not going to buy new equipment yet because I'm not going to be strong enough to wield any weapons or armor that are heavier than this. I'm already encumbered from the start. So I have decent stats, including my strength, dex, things like that. But my strength's not that high. So we're going to have to hold off on getting a bunch of new equipment. We can look at recruiting people, though. Do you have... I would love a really light one. What is that? A Mark IV? Why is the Mark IV... 0.85? Yeah, that's a real Mark IV. Why is it shaded that way? That's strange. Oh. These will decay over time, it looks like. Interesting. I don't even know what mod added that. Strange. Well, now we're looking at... we're not going to buy that, so we're just going to move on from gear. We need to look at getting some people to join us. And basically the Holy Phoenix's general charge for all of the paladins is to go forth and reclaim our territory, rid the Holy Lands of any infernal, any of the lesser beings, and to take their wealth. So if you see bandits, we are supposed to take the wealth they've stolen. If you see Shek, we're supposed to take it, because according to the Phoenix, any wealth that the lesser beings or the unfaithful have was stolen from the Okronites. So we'll make sure that, ooh, a Holy Sentinel. Okay, so we can't recruit him. It would have been cool to be able to actually recruit the Sentinels. We definitely can't, as an Okranite, recruit women, so it might make it a little difficult. We can, once we get really started, kind of force people into Okran service. I think that would be very appropriate. Just kind of getting a feel for where the recruits are at. There's always a ton of female recruits here, but they don't fit what we're trying to do. A new medic, huh? Oh, I need to sell stuff. So I think this early in the game, I'm not going to want to use this seal. It's going to give me the ability to pull in like one little band of paladins. So maybe it is better to use it first. But it's not going to do anything else. It's just going to pull in some one group of paladins, and then I won't be able to grab another one, so it's not like I can pile up a ton of recruits. I don't see the backpacks I want. There's lots of backpacks for animals. Right now, let's see. Everybody's closed up shop. So the other thing I want to look at is making sure I purchase a decent house. I wouldn't end up trying to buy the temple. That wouldn't make any sense. We'll go check some of the other cities for people and items we need. But in general, we're going to go out, try to clear out any bandits we find, and eventually work up to destroying the Flotsam Ninjas and the Shek. And then after that, it'll probably be the United Cities. So this group here, we can talk to them and tell them that we need their aid. And this squad has a high paladin leading them, so it would be a great squad to pick up, but it's for a limited time. Let's go ahead and show him the Holy Seal, have him follow us. And if we look, it only lasts for 1 day and like 11 hours. So we can kind of use them as backup. for our early skirmishes to make sure we don't get dusted. Because they will heal us and keep us alive. As well as just fight for us, obviously. We'll hold on to all that stuff. Just want to get to bad teeth. At least I thought they would heal me, but they just kind of stood there. Apparently there are a ton of wolves out here. Are the teeth worth it? They're 28 apiece. No, they're nowhere near worth it. If you can grab a skin. I think we'll be able to go to this holy farm. Let's see how I can't go talk to that paladin and recruit him. It doesn't have the talking option. That's because I already have one in tow. Like, this is an even bigger group that would have been even better. And even though I have 2 seals, I still can only have 1 set of recruits following me. There should be someone I can sell to here, and that's going to allow me to lower my burden as well as have more money for doing what I need to do. We're just going to sell the meat. I don't plan on stopping to cook it right now. He didn't have any bags. That's the main thing I'm wanting to get, is a good bag for myself. I think there was a boot shop in Blister Hill, but they weren't open. At least this way, with these guys following me, I'm not going to have any trouble wandering around. It's definitely interesting starting out with the ability to pull in a group of paladins and a high paladin to help. So there's the armory, weapon shop, bakery. Need real recruits, guys. Vashu. Alright, we're gonna have to get you properly equipped, Vashu, but at least we've got a new recruit. Yeah, we're not gonna take that guy. I think he just propositioned me. He gets hunger rage. We can turn that hunger rage into holy rage. We'll help you channel that for sure. So we got a few recruits. The next thing is just to make sure they have a decent weapon. The armory is probably still somewhere we're not supposed to go, right? No, we're allowed in here. Interesting. It's still considered stealing, though, because it's not ours. Okay. So that's kind of a bummer. I was hoping we could just stock up on weapons. Just because we're part of the Holy Nation and the Paladins, but it doesn't look like we got that lucky. I don't like these crappy weapons taking up slots in my vendors. Saber. We don't want sabers. Because there's a lot of these crappy weapons turned on. I really don't like those. I might have to find out where that's coming from and get rid of it. But we were able to get everyone across, so that's good. There is an armor shop, excellent. So we might be able to get these guys somewhat protected. We don't have a ton of money, but we did get some starting funds from the Phoenix. It looks like we're going to have to produce our own armor, though, if we want anything useful. Most of the shops we've looked at, everything's kind of garbage. Yeah, these guys are very encumbered. That's okay, though. We'll get them taken care of. We are going to need some people to do labor. That way we can have a steady stream of income. But we also can just go hunting bandits, especially with this backup squad. Hunting bandits might be the best way to serve the Holy Lord Phoenix and get started. We can check the hub too. There's always, it's a total hive of scum and villainy there. We would never join with the Shinobi Thieves, which is kind of unfortunate because they have access to some of the best stuff in the game, especially with these mods. So we'll just have to take them out and loot the tower. Maybe start there. It is worth noting that though they don't have a tower, there are Shinobi Thieves in just about every city, even in the Holy Nation, so I don't know if maybe they'd actually frown on me attacking them. This guy's the ability to talk to him keeps disappearing. So we'll just attack him unprovoked. We're leading our paladins out into the world to get rid of these criminals. The way we look at it is they're using our land improperly. They didn't want to pray with us, so now they have to be put down. It's like our guys are really getting in there too. They're not just hanging out in the back. Except for me, I'm hanging out in the back apparently. But there's a whole line trying to get at this guy. Oh, we can't let him escape. And he's a Shek. No way. Oh, this guy's already lost an arm. Oh, no, okay. I thought he lost an arm already. So the last playthrough that I did, we used crossbows a lot to really good, strong effect at the start. We are not going to be doing that this playthrough. This playthrough is going to be pretty strictly... We can steal those. it's going to be pretty strictly melee only. We don't have any splint kits. But with the mods that I have, as we go through and purge these bandits, we can also confiscate the loot they have. And that'll give us even more money to get started and serve as like our reward for all of the fighting we're doing for the Holy Lord Phoenix. So like I said, all of the wealth that the faithless have, or the lesser beings as they would say, any of the Shek, all the wealth they have, the Phoenix would claim they stole from us in the first place. So we're just reclaiming that. I'm also using a cannibalism mod, not for the purposes of cannibalism, but because it lets you finish people off. So when I come over here to this guy, I can actually take the meat out of his inventory, put it on the ground, and he'll die. So it does let you just finish people off so they don't keep getting back up. And the teeth and random items, the pearl cups, those are what we'll turn in to help get more money to recruit more people and buy better equipment. I didn't really know how this was going to start out, but having the seals right off the bat is going to let us do some bandit hunting to get a fresh start without having to do a bunch of mining, which I'm a big fan of. Just jumping right into the game and going. I'll hire people and get them to start mining because we're going to need a lot of money for this playthrough until we're ready to build a base. But we are going to try to get to building a base pretty early. We're not going to use the most advanced science. I'm going to see how high of a grade a weapon we can make without using ancient science books. And that's kind of where we're going to stop with the science tree. So we may not even end up with a base. It really just depends. I don't want to build a shoddy, crappy looking base if I can't even research decent walls. Did I accidentally sell the seals? No, they're right there. Okay. The just gray spot that is the seals threw me off. I thought I sold them by accident. But we won't be making use of crossbows. We're going to stick to... Ooh, we can get some heavy leg plates. We are going to wear heavy armor. I don't think we'll wear crab armor because... and this is one of the mods I have. It just makes it so you can buy some standard and high quality without having to go clear across the world. Which, since these are the trade ninjas, it kind of makes sense they would have more exotic items, but let's see if we can get a helmet, flared helmet. We'll get some leg plates. So we're gonna be pretty encumbered, but we'll have plenty of food, we'll have plenty of backup. We are pretty injured. So another one of the mods I have, just it'll make for a lot more fun gameplay to watch, especially is the healing beds heal you very quickly. Like your normal beds that you can lay in and your sleeping bags to a lesser degree heal you a lot faster. So it makes it not take nearly as long. There's way less downtime and we can get back to it. I do want to get set up crafting equipment so we can put the proper stuff on our guys. I can't believe they don't wear something better for their legs. Maybe we'll find a medium armor that suits us. It looks like only their chest plate is heavy armor, so maybe we'll kind of follow suit and not do full heavy armor, even though that's what I always do. Because we don't want to look like a mix of the Holy Nation and the samurai from the United Cities. We very much want to look like our Paladin brothers. They got all sorts of stuff here. Anybody to recruit? Not really. Oh, escaped servants. They are on site for us. Alright, well the trade ninjas did side with us. I don't think we're going to start anything with them. We probably don't want to start a fight with the shinobi thieves. I'm not sure how the paladins would take it. That would have been something I should have figured out before we started, but we'll check into that later. I don't want to start having the Holy Nation hate me. Oh, okay. I don't have a base yet, but I do have. So we have adventurer headhunters. This is another mod that will have them automatically send me recruits. This is a great way to get a specific type of recruit, but we'll need a base for that. Oh, why is this marked in red? Now the ninjas are not siding with us. What happened? Well, if it's good enough for my Paladin brothers, it's good enough for me. They must have done something to offend them. Man, looks like we're gonna just take out the bar in the hub. They must have done something to piss off the paladins that are with us. I'm guessing maybe our paladins started attacking someone and they sided against the paladins. That's the only thing I can think. Oh, Soto is dying. Let's get him healed. My goodness. Our new recruits are getting badly injured. Let's go ahead and make sure this guy doesn't get back up. Who was it? Soto. We'll go back to first aiding Soto. Probably can't even put him in the bed now. Oh, I can. Interesting. So yeah, I guess they must have. I didn't even see what happened, what got them so mad at the shopkeeper, but looks like we're allowed to take whatever we want now, so we will. That's crazy. We just wiped out the shop. Not at the moment. Where's the shopkeeper? We'll first aid him for now. We need some tools to get one of those safes open. If we were going to wear crab armor, this would be absolutely spectacular. So my contract with them has ended. I'll take a chain shirt. And this guy has a belt. Take his pants too. Why not? Now here's the question. I still have my holy seals, but it doesn't look like I can recruit. I can. That's amazing. Just go grab him again. That is spectacular. So we can just keep them with us at the start until we've got enough guys to get things going. None of the weapons are a weapon type we want. We've already got armor. We could use leg armor. Ashland goggles, so we could have protection from dust storms. Belt of combat gives melee attack bonus, but we lose stealth. We gain combat speed. That's pretty cool. Belt of insulation. Belt of protection gives us melee defense. Yeah, I think we'll take the belts of combat. Look pretty good. Make sure we have plenty of food. We'll confiscate all of this wealth. It's too bad they decided to start a fight with the Holy Nation. That cost them a lot of money. Well, we're gonna have just about everything we could possibly want to get started. Looks like it's going to be more cost effective to steal the crossbows. I guess it's not stealing. I have to remember, it's confiscation. They broke the law, obviously. It's all just a perfectly normal exercise of the rights of a paladin. I'm just doing my duty. We're not corrupt at all. That's not what's going on here. Don't worry. Well, now that we've wiped the floor with them, let's go get set up and stack. I think that'll be where we start. Because there's one of my favorite little hidden gems is there's a copper mine there. And with the reactive world mod, I can actually buy a large house there. I do believe there's at least an armor. Yeah, there's an armor shop, but I don't think there's a weapon shop. I think we have to go all the way to Blister Hill and Bad Teeth for that. It is pretty amazing just having paladins under our command right now. But I want to get some crafters set up, and I want them making our armor. I want us to have our own armor. I want us to craft it ourselves up to what we're allowed to. So the science books and being limited to strictly regular science books might hold us back a little bit. But we'll do what the Holy Nation does to. That's how they deal with not having as much access to science, is they just breed and breed and breed, and there's just too many of them. Huh, looks like none of these are what we want. I'm gonna have to see if I can even buy the pattern to make the Paladin's Cross. I think I can. This is probably one of my favorite playthrough starts from a mod. It's actually a mod that makes you start out as a holy paladin, not just a holy citizen. And that's what gets the Phoenix to give us those seals so that the paladins will follow us. And it just gives you, because you've got okay stats at the start with the playthrough, but being able to have some stronger characters and just have the numbers at the beginning so you're not wildly outnumbered is fantastic. Yep, there's an armor shop, general shop. That's the house I want to buy. Let's go sell some stuff. I'm glad that skeleton repair kit isn't considered contraband. I didn't even think about that. Okay, we can buy high grade armor here. Excellent. I wonder if I can make a holy chest plate that has the right design on it. That's funny. Side angle Hachigain, Hachigain. Let's see what we can get here. Iron hat. So we can get the plank, heavy weapons. I need the Paladin's cross, guys. There's holy chest plate. We've got the money to buy it. I'm not sure. Mercenary leather armor. Sneaky chain. I'm not 100% sure what helmet. There it is. Paladin's heavy Hachigain. Perfect. And then boots. There should be plated boots somewhere. Although the crab pants, the crab trousers would look pretty sick with this outfit. A little bit of red and white, do the opposite of a last playthrough where we had white pants and a red chest piece. Okay, it looks like that's all we're going to get right now. We do need to make sure we get bags for everybody before it gets too late. Probably a little early for the chainmail, but I need to have good armor. Okay. So I didn't see the boots that we want, but we'll figure that out at some point. Right now we need to make sure we get our house built. So let's see how many building materials we need. 7, 14, and 3, 7. So we need 17. Plus 3 to make a bench. And food storage, so now I need 17. That's 18. And then we'll grab some iron plates. Wow. See, yeah, those criminals are found throughout our cities. With this playthrough, it'd be the kind of thing that made our characters sick. We're looking for recruits, Soto. That's what you were supposed to do. All his fault. He totally forgot. Fish. No, we can't hire women yet. We'll keep women at the base, but you can't leave them alone without men around, so we can't hire women to do our work in the city right now. Who do we got here? Jurgen. Oh, we're flat broke. That's okay, we can fix that pretty quickly. Alright, we got the house built. small research bench. We'll send these two. Well, they've got full inventories too. We can ditch these. Oh, they won't have the paladins with them though, so we'll leave. We'll have Soto do the research. We'll leave him with everything he needs. We should be able to confiscate more goods and make even more money. There was a ton of stuff to loot there and we just didn't have bags. I may have to look for a mod or two that will let me download, let me craft my own Inquisitor and Holy Paladin armor, because my Paladin armor that I was originally given had the flame on it here, but if I want to upgrade that, it's not going to look the same. It's going to look like the ones that I bought here. So these guys aren't angry with us, which is interesting. Looks like there's already a fight going on in the hub before we even get there. Yeah, the Holy Nation's coming in here and just stomping people out. Ooh, what? Where did they go? Okay. Looks like they're still with us at least. It's kind of a bummer we still can't open that. We'll take all the medical supplies, expensive crossbow bolts. What are those worth? 121. So they sell the same. Oh boy. So because these guys started a fight, we basically have a fortune in confiscated goods. And as long as we can have these paladins walking around with us, we're not going to run into much trouble. It stinks getting the combat experience without Soto, but it is what it is. No, don't have Soto come out here. Dang it. Soto, just go ahead and hang out there. Last thing I need is him getting injured trying to come here. We'll head back to Stack. Now we should have enough money to recruit new people, get them working, get a pretty basic income. We're not going to sit here and empty out that whole storehouse for every last dime we can get. Just the really valuable stuff. Put a food store there. And then we'll need the storage for our iron plates. I took apart the research bench before researching Tech 2. What a goober. Now I won't even have the materials, I think, to build it. Okay, I did. Gotta remember I have to buy books first and research that stuff. You're not even gonna sell me research books. Dang. Mm. But I can buy food. So the reason I bought the raw meat is it's cheaper, and all I have to do in order to have it is cook it. So it looks like as long as I pay attention, we'll be able to keep these guys until we don't need them anymore. Just kind of skip the whole awkward, maybe dying and ruining the playthrough at the start. I'm gonna keep those. Oh no, I got the good helmet. That's right, I already have the good helmet. This is the other benefit though, that store only had such great stuff because of the mods. And then this store actually has the money to buy everything from us because of the mods. So some things are harder, some things are easier. Part of the reason this didn't start off as difficult as it could be is because we started off as a paladin in good standing with the Holy Nation. Don't want to forget I have a whole backpack full of goods to sell him. Alright, now we have plenty of money. Can't hire her. Let's check the middle. The middle bar here. How much longer on our contract? 13 hours. Okay. Zim. We can hire Zim. Zim, we're going to immediately put to work. Soto, we're going to have you get the copper storage going. I think 4 should do it for now. Oh, you had a job. No, I want you to come over here to recruit people. Jurgen. So he's kind of expensive, especially since we're just going to put him on mining, but eventually he'll have to learn how to fight, so that's okay. There should be someone called Griffin here somewhere. Let's turn your jobs off so I don't have to keep microing. Did I miss Griffin? He should be here somewhere to hire. He may not be, though. He may be in a different city because I went to a different city first. That might be why he's not here. Yeah, looks like he's not here, but that's okay. Put them on passive jobs. Let's trade. We need some science books. Probably need more iron. And we'll need a few building materials for lanterns. Advanced harpoonery. I can't even believe you're allowed to sell that. Alright, we will drop off the books. Dude, what is wrong with you? Go. Okay, turn off your jobs. No. Something's wrong with the pathing here, like really badly. Well, it's our first save and reload due to pathing. But we gotta do what we gotta do. Because they're just flat out refusing to even go up there on that top platform, and that's just... It would be wasted storage space if we didn't get them going. No, we still can't go over there. Is it this one? Is this what's messing it up? Somehow, some way? Yeah, the placement of that one was messing everything up. Interesting. We'll try and get this way up against the wall. No, we just can't have that one there. Okay, fine. Don't know what the big deal is with building something there, but we're just gonna let it be. We need basic cooking. Weaponsmithing, weapon grades, clothing types, basic belts. Wow, that's gonna eat up a lot of our stuff. But now, so we've got Zim and Jurgen working on this. They're gonna give us a good, consistent income stream, and then we're gonna look at also having crafters. But we're not gonna just keep milking that shop for everything it's worth. We just got some starting money from it. Get things rolling. Nope, you stay here with me. Once we get up to tech level 2, that's when we can get some good research going. Let's go see what armor they have. Because we still don't have... I think all we need now is the Paladin's Cross. I don't even think it's armor we're looking for. Oh, we didn't have good pants. We didn't have good pants. Huh. Chainmail's kind of pricey, but we'll go ahead and buy it. We only want to worry about equipping our guys that are actually going out and fighting right now, though. Okay, we've got cooking. So we could hire a female recruit to do the cooking just because she won't leave the actual building and they won't harass her and bother her. I think all the shops are about to close. Need to buy more stuff before they do. Come on, you can do it. Ooh, barely made it. We get more iron plates. Buy more books. A few more building materials. Yep, he was trying to get us to leave. Oh, why did I have Soto go get that stuff? That's not what I meant to do. That's okay. Let's go ahead and pull this. Now we can actually dismantle this. I don't want to build a big thing of storage for building materials because I don't plan on doing too many of them. We're gonna take you off engineer. Let's see what recruits we got now. Adventurer, headhunter. Nobody in here. Sometimes after you've been in the city for a while, people start walking in and you'll have more people to choose from. We can hire fish and have her do the cooking so that we can buy super cheap food. So this will let us buy super cheap food. It lets us have another recruit, get somebody good at cooking for later when we make a base. And since she'll be staying in the house, they won't bother her. She can actually go and do something, get something going of value for us without being bothered by the other paladins. So it looks like we can go all the way up to research bench level 3. Basic weapon grades. We're not going to worry about weapon melting. We're going to take Soto off of engineering. Those two are working. We need to go see if we can get a Paladin cross. And we need to get Soto off the science bench. Are there any more recruits? Doesn't look like anybody else has shown. So we will head up to... We've got our paladins to back us up. We'll just take Bashu and head over to Blister Hill, see if we can buy our weapon. We just want to be able to make ourselves that paladin weapon. The Paladin's Cross. Come on, where is it? There we go. Why? What are you trying to do? Oh, you're hungry. Well, we don't want to run all the way to Blister Hill hungry, probably. That'll be alright. We're gonna need Soto to go buy her a backpack. And then we need to find... So, Scorchlanders aren't something the Holy Nation has a problem with. They're still human. So we'll probably have a Scorchlander crafter or two. Now that we can recruit more people, like dramatically more people, we also don't have to have we don't have to have recruits that are all both working and fighting people. They can be just working or fighting. And then storage. Do we have a raw meat storage? Thought I had a raw meat storage. Animal feeder. Can I put that? I can't put that inside. Human meat. I don't think that'll let me store regular raw meat. So the problem now is I don't know if fish can even go buy food. Looks like she's not being bothered. Where'd our paladins go? They're still supposed to be here. I guess they ran off to fight something and we didn't see it. That's awkward. Hopefully they'll catch back up soon. If not, we're not super helpless. We just have to not take a super careless fight. And Soda would come looking for us if we took too long. We're supposed to be making a quick trip to Blister Hill. Maybe we can still grab. Whoop. Those guys disappeared as soon as I zoomed in. That was creepy. Ooh. Can I recruit them? No, we've still got a contract already. Weapon shop. Here we go. There it is. Paladin's Cross. Perfect. Okay. Now we've got everything we need to start making our own equipment. Grab a little food. See if we can find some recruits. We can't have too many female recruits. If they end up on their own, they get hosed. We can check the armor shop to see if they have good pants. There's actually a male recruit. There we go. We don't really care what his job is. This will keep me from accidentally dragging people out of the base. And we'll move Soto back into Paladin soon. Although he may not be a fully fledged Paladin, he can be an aspirant or something like that. I think that's all we're going to get out of here as far as recruits, so let's hit the armor shop. See if we can get him equipped at least. Standard grade. Give me a high grade one. Oh, it changed it automatically. That's kind of cool. I wonder if we already are going to have some of these armors craftable, and that's why I'm not finding them. There's not much left of the people that are supposed to be following us around. I think they all got wrecked. We need to go check on them. We wouldn't just abandon them. So our basic commandments from the Phoenix, or at least what we're role-playing it as, is that we're supposed to clean up the Holy Nation lands, purge the enemies as soon as we've gotten enough men together willing to do it, and then we're also supposed to preserve our lives. We are not supposed to throw lives away needlessly. The main way the Holy Nation has maintained its power is by going forth and prospering. So we do not throw ourselves at fights we can't win. Like, he's making a huge mistake fighting those things, proving that he's just misguided. No, we're gonna get a group of paladins together, train them up, and then start hunting down the various bandit groups in the area, and then we'll work our way up to destroying Mole and the Shek Kingdom. Looks like maybe for these guys we just got too far away for them to know where to go. We'll have Horse get to work on the science bench, get Soto off that bench early. We don't actually want him stuck inside the city. And we need to find some crafters. At this point, I'm not too worried about them being Scorchlanders if we can't find it, but that is the preference. Oh, what are they doing? Okay. I guess Vashu's going to do some engineering. It looks like I am going to do the building material storage just so that they can engineer with it automatically once I put the structure up. Horse, you're supposed to go that way too. Come on now. We'll swap out Soto and Horse. And now, because we gave her all that raw meat to cook, we're going to have a ton of food. We're going to let that contract go just because most of them were knocked down and out anyway. We'll just be a little careful till we can find some more people to help us. Then the question here is, do we turn their jobs off? Do we want to look at crafting here in stack because it's already kind of crowded with our research? Or do we want to move that to one of the other cities? What are all these paladins doing? Well, let's head to Bad Teeth and check it out. See if there's a good spot to craft there. Actually, no. If I remember right, Blister Hill had tons of resources we can buy. And I know we're pretty encumbered. That is going to make us get our strength up a little bit just as we go. My strength's gone from 17 to 24 already, which is great. We're going to need a decent amount of strength to wield the Paladin's crosses, but we're only going to go up to whatever we can do with regular science books, so it actually won't be that high of a strength requirement. Now with Horse, we can put him on engineering, but we can also use him to come over here. And because we're selling copper, which is really easy to drag and drop, we can actually just drag and drop it over without having to haul it back and forth. So you just hold shift, left click, and drag it in there by just left clicking the different storages you want after you've right clicked the shop owner. And now we've got a bunch of money again. I don't know if we want to bother with trying to link up with a bunch of paladins if they're just going to go fight these raptors indefinitely. This is a pretty large group, though. Maybe we can talk to him. No, come on, stop. This is just ridiculous. Talk to me, please. Need your help. There we go. Guys, just let it go. Goodness. We got better stuff to do. They are stuck on these raptors. It's obnoxious. Well, we won't need them much longer. We're going to get a pretty good fighting force going as quick as possible. The main thing we're looking for here is going into the city and just seeing, what's available for sale. If they've got a machine shop and a general shop, which I think they do, that will give us a ton of materials to do production before we even get our own base going. So, mechanical shop. Boot shop. How much does the mechanical shop sell, I guess, is the question. Oh, wow. Yeah, this mechanical shop sells a ton of stuff. If we compare that to Stack, the difference is, though, they have a mechanical shop here. Oh, fish, go back in there. My goodness. So, see, he's got a very similar inventory of things to sell. And then we also have this, but that's not enough to matter. So, we will look at buying a house over there in Blister Hill. It would make more sense, too, to live in the same city as the Phoenix in a lot of ways. fish, what are you doing? Alright, now we gotta see what research we can do. Tech level 4 requires ancient science, so we're done with tech levels. Let's upgrade this. Let's see. Okay, we've got that building for purchase. So I do have a mod that lets me buy anything, and this kind of reflects the whole confiscating different properties and using the power we have, the political power we have as a paladin to get stuff done. But I think we're looking at, we're just going to buy this house because in our cities, we're not going to want to take somebody's business without reason. We're doing all of this to build up the holy nation. We don't want to interfere with the economy. So we will purchase this one and start our crafting here. We don't quite have the money yet, but we'll get that sorted out. Now we've just got to go find recruits. We'll have these paladins with us to keep us safe. The military base isn't going to have any recruits. We're going to check the hub and some of the different way stations. The way stations will be a place where we can go to. And that outpost is going to be where we can get recruits from, but I don't know what happens. I guess I can waste a little money finding out. I need to find out anyway. I'll ask a headhunter to send them to my base and see what they do. Hopefully it's not just a waste of money that sends them into the oblivion. Ooh, we need more iron plates? Oh, we need him to be on engineering. There we go. We've got tons of food. I kind of want to see what level we're at before I go to... Well, these wolves want to attack us. I guess we'll take care of that since we have the numbers to do it safely. Guys, are you going to step in? What's the deal here? One thing I want to check and see is what kind of items we're able to craft. So if we're only able to craft weapons and armor that are worse than what we can buy, we may not even go down that road. We might stick strictly to purchasing weapons and armor. I don't want to because it's still not the best, but we'll see what we can do. we should know pretty quickly, based on the research, we can knock out what we're able to actually do. So specifically smithing weapons. Advanced weaponsmithing is ancient science. Are we able to buy engineering research here? Is it illicit? He doesn't have any. Don't necessarily like the idea of wasting materials to build this, but the only way I'll be able to see the quality that I can craft is by pulling that up. Oh no, it tells me there, new weapons grade refitted blade. We can get up to Katoon. That's good enough. We'll go up to Katoon, and we'll see if we can get some engineering research. I'm not sure if we're allowed to bring Holy Nation trade culture. Forbidden items. We are not allowed to use engineering research. Oh, no, 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 no. Okay, so illegal items are ancient science books. It is not illegal to get engineering research, we just can't buy it there. And we can't do electrical workbenches? Oh, that makes no sense. But we can have electrical components. We just can't make them ourselves. That's crazy. We're gonna have to really get creative to follow the law here. We're gonna go ahead and dismantle that. We're definitely not doing that here. Okay, so we need to get our hands on some engineering research as well as find some people to do our crafting. We can buy a ton of electrical components, so we're not going to sweat that. That's good. What was I doing? I was trying to sell. That's what it was. Need to sell some copper. Get some more money. There we go. And we will head out to... We need to hit a way station. So we're going to hit the border zone and hit a way station. It's crazy just how many paladins and holy sentinels are wandering the land. Like, the Holy Nation just has such a crazy amount of units and people working with them and for them. Just act holy. Can you imagine overhearing that as a paladin? That's a little off, some of the conversations we're getting. We're almost certainly going to run into bandits on the way there too. So we'll be able to take them down. I think that's what this is over here. Yeah, we're not going to let any bandit camps stay up. We need to pull us back, though. We don't want to get curb stomped first. We want to get in there and help. In fact, let's push up and take care of the crossbowmen for them. Yikes. This is going to be a tough fight. I'm the only one that has the attack and defense. Soto really taking a beating. Nice, we got in a good 1v1. So that sells for 100. If I remember right, the chess piece is really good. Yeah, 356 is way better than 100, so we'll take the chess piece. We're actually getting some pretty great experience for our first 3 paladins this way. They're taking a tough fight. I think this group's going to end up more reliant on their stats than their equipment, though. We're not going to have the kind of full body coverage that we do on the other playthrough. Nice, they hooked us up with first aid kits. We're gonna make sure they don't get back up. We're not trying to sit here fighting these guys all day. We have to make sure to get rid of any bandit camp we see, but we don't have to stick around fighting them forever. Yep, we'll make sure they stay with us. Take all of this loot and treasure. They should have stayed with us. What happened? Oh well. We're gonna have to be extra careful now then. They really shouldn't have bailed on us, though. I thought we had a much longer contract than that. We just started a new one. Maybe that's not a thing, though. Well, with it being just the three of us, we're not going to want to take a bunch of fights. We should go see if we can get more help before we head out. Honestly, I think we'll be okay. Soto, why is your attack -5? Oh, it's just the weather. Okay. We'll just be a little more picky with our fights we take for now. Strength's coming up really quickly. Same for these two, they're getting strong fast. All we're really hoping for here when we get to this way station is one piece of engineering research. Whoa, those slavers just spawned in on us. One piece of engineering research and then one piece of, or sorry, 2 recruits that are Scorchlanders. Ooh, looks like we're out of food. Let's stop by that outpost and see if they have anything for sale. Looks like there's fighting going on up here. What are they fighting? Hungry bandits. There is a bar. He's got some money. Good thing, because we have plenty to sell. No engineering research. But he does have good med kits, which is nice. And tools. We definitely want those. We're just going to take the better med kits. Buy some cheap food while we're out here. I don't think he has anything else we need very badly, so we'll move on. Zill. Would you look at that? A crafter. He doesn't like fighting, but we'll mostly have him working at the base crafting, so that's not a big deal. Could hire some mercenaries. We're not gonna hire another girl yet. Gotta have fighters and crafters. What's going on in here? Nothing? Actual nothing. Okay. The recruiter should have been here, though. Somewhere. One of these guys should be. Bar. Ooh. It's just a shop guard. I would have sworn there'd be a recruiter here. Onyx guardsman. Okay, well, we'll head out. We know there were recruiters in some of the other spots. We're gonna get Zill home safely. And let's go ahead and recruit those mercenaries. Why not? We'll get them for 2 days. Come on now. Made some tidy money from just running over a few bandits. That wasn't too bad. So we'll head back. I just want to make sure Zill gets there safely. We don't have any armor or really good weapons to give him. We're not trying to train him up in combat all that much. We'll get him back, get him started crafting on something. Actually, we need to take him to Blister Hill. Yeah, we'll travel to Blister Hill. We've got some hired bodyguards, and we can always get more if we run into paladins on the way. Put you on block as well, Zill. While we're heading up there, let's take a look at what horses got. So we can learn belts. Beds are going to be very good. Imprisonment's going to be very good. We can't do electrical crafting. We're going to want wind generator theory and battery soon. Fish, you go. Seems like she's doing okay. It's random when they decide to make it a problem all of a sudden that you're female, but we'll just have to see if she can at least go buy food to cook. That seems reasonable, right? Keep selling that copper. So basically, we're a freshly minted paladin with the blessing of the Phoenix to recruit some of his patrolling soldiers to our cause whenever we need it. We were given some starting funds to build up a group and a team. Our primary goal is to clean up the bandits from the Holy Nation territory and then work our way up to taking out the Flotsam Ninjas. That's the first group we're going to go after. And then we're going to go after the Shek Kingdom. So we're starting out pretty simple. We want to get our crafters going very early. It's not that bad when you have mods and you can purchase the materials you need. You can get a real crafting setup going before you even leave town. I do think we actually want to separate our weapon smithing and our armor smithing just so they're not stepping on each other's toes. That'll probably be the best way to do it. We'll probably put our armor smithing up in Blister Hill and get that started first because it takes longer, because eventually we're going to have to craft our own chainmail. We will be able to get up to masterwork armor, which is nice, but our weapons are going to be pretty limited. We might be able to purchase better than what we can craft, but I think we'll stick with what we can craft and just make up for it with numbers and, fighting lots and lots of fighting. We're going to crush every bandit camp we find, things like that. In fact, we might even start recruiting bandits just because they're a good lowish level enemy that has some stats instead of none. And we can imprison them, indoctrinate them, and reprogram them until they're able to fight for us. There's already wolves just coming in. Our house needs to be set to private. I don't... Hopefully I didn't crank the nests up. It's crazy to me how many wolves are running around. I didn't mean to if I did. And it's not something I'll be able to change here. Nope. Although being allied with the Holy Nation does mean that building a base is just as soon as we can, um, as soon as we can deal with the Black Dragon ninjas, we'll be able to make a base. They're the only enemy that's kind of tough, and they come in large numbers. So, oh, what do we got here? What? Oh, because the mercenaries are Shek. That's wild. We are absolutely not involved in that. I didn't even think about the fact that I didn't realize they had Shek. I thought they could have, Shek working for them, but I guess it's not always allowed. That's strange. Hopefully they don't consider us associated with them. That would be rough. Let's go ahead. Can we end that early? Hopefully this doesn't get us in trouble and ruin everything right off the bat. That would be the worst. We're having such a smooth playthrough. Everything going so good. Monsters don't deserve freedom. Clean up your beasts. I want no trouble here. Well, they're just hired help, if that helps. Purchase the building. The heinous should be shackled. My goodness, they really don't like the Sheks. I didn't even think about having Sheks in the mercenaries. We're gonna need a food store. And then we're gonna need a clothing bench. So the purpose of the clothing bench is just to level up his crafting. We're gonna need storage for iron, or well, fabrics. We won't need iron plates yet. We're gonna have to research the storage for fabrics, but that's fine. We need a bag. Maybe the boot shop. Plated long boots. There's the boots that we're supposed to wear. And then we'll hit the machine shop. Purchase what? 6 iron plates. Oh, goodness. How much is it? 3? Okay, if few extra won't hurt anything. And then we need to make sure we research fabrics. Because while we're not crafting fabrics, we're going to need to be able to do it. We may need leather armor crafting. But yeah, you have to actually research fabrics just to be able to make the fabric storage. What was it? It was the bandana, I want to say. Yeah, bandana was the way to go, if I remember right. And then we just need a bunch of armor storage. And we'll want it as close to the door as possible so that we can hopefully sell to people nearby. We need building materials out the wazoo. And we'll go ahead and do a storage for iron plates. Even if it's just one. That'll let me put those away, and now I need more building materials for the fabric chests. Okay, so that got everything built. Now he just needs food. He's on passive block jobs. We're just gonna buy him run-of-the-mill food. Doesn't need anything expensive. Make a squad for Blister Hill. And we're gonna want a cook if we can find one. Is there a headhunter in here? That would be good too. We could hire her. Have her get to cooking. It's a little creepy the way she said, "I'll be good." I don't know what her intentions are, but we just need you to do a job. Nothing nefarious. We're gonna need a torch post for him. And then we'll put the cooking stove in the back corner. torch post over there too. Okay, so Zilla's set up. We're gonna need to get him a torch post, but that can happen in the morning. Let's get out of here before they cause any more trouble with those dang mercenaries. We're gonna go back to the hub and see if the recruiter will send us some recruits. So far, we're off to a pretty good start. We need to find more stuff for Horse to research. Have her buy more food and sell the copper. Let's make sure we get them the light posts they need. We'll send her, get the building materials. So she'll handle the food for our crafting team up there. We'll set up our weapons crafting team down in Stack. So we are going to need room for that. I did not mean to have Zim come do anything there. dismantle that. Turn off jobs. Dismantle that. We're gonna need a storage for iron plate, so that's fine, but I wanted to get rid of that general storage box. It was not serving enough of a purpose. We're gonna need a lot of iron plate storage. And then for weapons, let's see what else we actually need before I build anything else. Need iron plates. Taking us a while to get anywhere because we're still leveling up our athletics and our strength. You can probably fit a general storage chest over here. Looks like we're under attack, like, immediately. Are these guys gonna jump in? You got paid, you better jump in. Caused us a bunch of trouble with your dirty, bony skin. Got the other paladins all worked up. Okay, we can hire Meathead. Perfect. I want humans only. Alright, well, we'll see if they start arriving, but I doubt that's going to happen. Wrecked. We'll hire him. We're not going to hire the other guy yet. Refitted blade, we should be at Katoon. I researched up to Katoon 1, I thought. That doesn't make sense. Oh, okay. Weaponsmith 3. I got confused for a second. I was like, we should have way better than that. I'm gonna go ahead and dismantle this. Crafting, weaponsmith. We can only do this one. It doesn't take fabric, which is nice. Oh, no. So we researched weapon grades that we can't even make. All we can make is refitted blades. That just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense that the ancient science would be illegal, even though they use weapons created by it. Well, we'll at least get everybody their starter weapon. And then we'll probably have to purchase upgrades from there. That's kind of abysmal that we're not able to do that, but, you know, we just kind of have to get over it, I guess. Oh, we're already out of iron plates. Wow, he's filling those up fast. We're gonna need more armor storage. And we're just not even gonna look at worrying about making armor until they're well trained up. In the meantime, we'll just recruit people and purchase what we need. pretty much broke. What do these take? Building material? Don't tell me. Okay. That's fine. And of course, Zill is out of stuff to work. It's okay, it's not going to be perfect till we get more money coming in. What are they fighting over here? Are they fighting wolves? They are. That'll give us enough to buy some building materials. Even if it's not very many. Best thing about leveling an armor smith, though. They're gonna make me do it the hard way. There's a way to do it just right to where they'll sell it directly, but you have to do it just right. I have to drag it over. Oof, that's awful. Let's try again. Ooh. Nope, they're gonna make me do it manually, but that's fine. So, we'll just close that. Sell from our stock. Nope. That's so annoying. I know there's a way to do this. There it is. It's so random. You have to like move both screens around or something like that. It's hard to even say what it takes to actually get it to work. But this will give us the money to buy more materials, at least to some degree. Need a backpack for him as well. Didn't buy much, but it'll get him started again. Brecht is going to need a backpack just to be able to haul stuff. Soto, hook him up. We're going to have to make do with what we've got. We're running low on funds. And now, what quality was that? Rusted junk? I guess he's got to work his way up to refitted blade. Yep. Fair enough. Before the shops close, let's sell some stuff. Need the iron plates, dang it. It's too late to buy more stuff, so. Next thing we need to do is get Soto a bag. Let's go see if we can recruit more paladins and start purging evil again. Now that our crafters are set up, we're going to want to start expanding our paladins that we've enlisted. We can take on one bone dog between the three of us, right? There we go. We took a beating for it, but hey, that's alright. Looks like Zill is able to crank out a lot of these really quick with just a few pieces of fabric. There we go. We want you to go talk to him. I need your aid. Come with me. Now, let's try this again. We've got a fresh set of recruits. We're going to stay focused. We're going to go get that engineering research so that once we get him up to it, he can start crafting us some real armor. We may want to consider, well, no, there's not going to be a lot of other cities where we can actually mine copper in a meaningful way without getting interfered with a lot. We don't have a choice here. They're going to attack them anyway, and these guys are a fantastic source of extra money. Just some good old-fashioned paladins purging the infidel. The faithless will have their property confiscated and returned back to its rightful owners. We are going to want to start making sure we loot these guys. But yeah, we'll finish them off, make sure they don't get back up, take their most valuable stuff. I don't know if the teeth have some kind of inherent value, or maybe that's to represent us purging the heretics. It's part of a separate mod, so it's not necessarily part of the Holy Nation playthrough. Okay, so see, that gave us a pretty decent amount of money all on its own, just attacking those dust bandits, because they carry raw cash, but they also have a bunch of items that are worth money. Now this bandit group's a lot larger, but we're still going to try and take them out. But we've got to go check on our crafters, make sure they have what they need. He's got plenty of iron plates. He's going to need fabric very soon. I already know that. Oh, he got me. There they go. We'll go ahead and start looting them. They went down so fast that it didn't really matter that they had a bunch of them. Whoa, whoa, whoa. And we're just going through and making sure they don't get up. They should be good for a while. Looks like we're gonna get some more action. We're running into a ton of bandits on this road. It's a good thing we came this way. We gotta clear these guys out. Can't have a bunch of stinking bandits in our territory or anywhere near it for that matter. It's taken us a while to get there, but hopefully they'll have the engineering research we need. Still not sure what we're going to do about the crafting of weapons. That's kind of a letdown that we can't do Katoon. I don't want to necessarily smuggle in science books, although it does feel pretty obvious that somebody's probably doing that, at least on the military side, and they just don't let the random peasants have access to it. Maybe that's how we'll do it. Just talk to the Phoenix about it, and he'll let us know that we can use them, maybe. But the regular common folk can't know about it, like a secret government operation type deal. It would make sense if they're a little hypocritical. If they want to be able to win fights against people that have really high quality weapons, they're going to need good weapons too. The ancient science books are right there. You can't do it though. Might have to pay a visit to the scrap masters and see what's up. It would be cool if there was engineering research for that specifically. Maybe I'll look into some more mods that'll let us get around that limitation a little bit without being too illegitimate. Looks like we could use some food. He's got a backpack, that's excellent. Let's get new recruits. More zone. Knife. We've already got our crafters, but he's still human, and that's all we care about. We just blew most of our money. We'll worry about their bags as a secondary concern. We're gonna try and get them back to safety before we worry about anything else. Let's go to stack. We're gonna move horse to the front of the squad. He's hungry. Why are you hungry? Just eat, my guy. Zim. Why is everyone here hungry? Just eat. I don't understand why they weren't eating. That's not good. I'm gonna have to try and figure out what's going on there. You guys are eating just fine. Looks like we ran into some dusty boys. I really don't understand why they weren't eating. I hope that we can figure that out. Maybe we need to move that. At least the fights we're taking tend to go well. What? No, you two were supposed to stay there too. You weren't supposed to run off, you goobers. It's nice collecting all this money from these bandits, that's for sure. Let's get everybody together. Let's check our AI. Squad, AI, share food, feed animals, help allies, heal allies, rescue allies. Oh goodness, more baddies. We'll try and get through these little hungry bandit attacks that don't amount to much. Teeth are 300 apiece. They're worth going through and grabbing. Is he being attacked? What the hell are you doing in there? What is everyone doing? Oh no. The rescuing allies is going to get everyone in trouble because they're considered our allies because we hired them one time. That's insane. Everybody go passive hold block. We might have just lost our entire workforce. Please, no. Jobs off, passive hold block, hide. Close the door and lock it. And just pray this passes. I don't want you to get out of there. I want you to stay put. Oh, what the heck is going on? Still at 100. So we're gonna not do rescue and help allies as long as those guys are here. Luckily, we didn't get a bounty. That would have been an absolute nightmare. Okay. Figured it out in time. We stopped an almost certain tragedy. My goodness. Okay, so we're not hiring any more mercenaries unless they were from a Holy Nation town and they're all human. Oh my goodness. I don't even think we're going to bother with hiring mercenaries. I think Righteous D has learned that they're nothing but trouble. People who fight for money instead of for Okran himself just can't be trusted. Zill, the shops are open. Let's get some stuff sold. Come on now. Why is it being like this? No, it's still doing it. I don't understand. Okay. Close that. Sell. Pause the game. I gotta work this out. We gotta get into the house with everybody. Zill, come on, man. Let's do this. We can do this. Just gotta sell stuff without it being a colossal hassle. Who are you fighting? Guys. Let's go on passive. Maybe that's the problem. that got a little hairy there for a second. We're still trying to figure out how to sell stuff without it being a problem. It's still not working. Goodness gracious. Do that. Do that. And not touch anything. That seems to work. Then once we have it set up, we're free to move around. Okay. It's just so terrible trying to drag and drop all of these instead of right-clicking them. I had to figure out the crazy way to just get it to let me sell straight into here. Okay, that's good. Now we'll just turn his jobs back on. Buy more fabric. No, I don't want the armor plating. Come on now. Don't be like that. Okay, that didn't work. Contract with the Holy Nation ended, which isn't the best. I need to see if I can... What are we doing here, guys? Why are we out here? You're on passive. I guess because they're our allies. That's fine. Oh, but you know what? We'll heal each other without that. Help allies, heal allies. We would do that. I just don't. I'm seeing unpredictable behavior, and I wasn't enjoying that. I need your aid. Stay with me. Okay, we gotta get her to buy this stuff. Okay, we've got more fabrics than we know what to do with. Stack. We need iron plates. Actually, he can keep working. Horse, you get over here. Dragging and dropping the copper is easy because it's just like 1 or 2 clicks, but for the other stuff it doesn't work so good. I'm just gonna buy iron plates till I can't put them away anymore. Can't even afford that. Okay. Old refitted blade. Refitted blade. There we go. He's got a mid-grade salvage. We need to fix that. Engineering research. We need plate armor crafting. We're still looking really good on food, which is awesome. How's his stats coming along? We're up to Armorsmith 40 on our first day playing. Within 3 hours of real play time. 16 days in game. We should be crafting probably masterwork armor either this afternoon or maybe tomorrow morning stream. It's crazy how quickly they'll get up to really high crafting if you let them sit and just make the clothing instead. I'm really disappointed about the armor and the weaponsmith thing. We're gonna have to see what we can do about that. Why are you injured? Can't have that. You can't be making equipment injured. That's a bench. Get in the bed. There we go. Alright, now we're going to hold off on going any further with research, and we're going to focus on new recruits. We're going to get these 2 new recruits at least fully equipped with some kind of armor and gear. And we'll go from there. Okay, we can go sell these crappy weapons. That got us a decent amount of money, nothing crazy. Let's go look at armor next. We can get them standard grade, that'll do. They're at least wearing pants. We'll get them the masked helmet. And I think we have chainmail we can give them. Do they have shoes on? They don't. Get plated long boots that are shoddy. Let's see if we can get better. We've been buying everybody. Yeah, we'll go with plated long boots. Ooh, can't afford it, huh? Oh, he's making Katoon 1 quality. Interesting. Very interesting. I wonder how that works. I guess if he has a crit, that's what'll happen, maybe? Guys, get over here. We've all got at least standard, except for him. We'll use those for now till we can get him the right stuff. And then let's go see how our weapons crafting is coming. Really dang good. Katoon 1. So, Brecht, what's it looking like here on the queue? We're expecting refit blade with crit chance, so we can get up to Katoon 1. We just can't go any further than that, I guess. We might have to be hypocrites and say rules for thee and not for me with some of this. But I don't know, we'll have to play it by ear. Alright, so for our leader, we're absolutely getting a Katoon 1 weapon. And then as soon as he makes another Katoon weapon, we'll get you something better. Horse, don't stay in there, my goodness. Buy a few more iron plates. I'm not even going to try to goof around with anything but dragging and dropping. Alright. Now we should have plenty of iron plates for a while. Yep. Horse, get out of there. Alright, we've got our Paladin somewhat geared up. We could use chain armor for some of them, but we just don't have the money yet. Now I think, since we know that the bases are ran by the rebels, it's okay to go ransack those. I don't think that'll be a problem. Really, it's a question of the limitations of what we're capable of. Oh, we need to get food. We didn't grab food for everybody. We'll go check out the one place we've already knocked over, grab some food, and then we'll go from there. Actually, it's 11 o'clock. We'll go ahead and wrap up the stream. I'll run these guys back to stack, and we will just get some food and stuff and get prepped to head out. Try and wait for one more Katoon 1 weapon. I mean, the difference in damage is 0.64 on the cutting to 0.71. It's not enormous, but it is better. But we'll wrap it up there. We got a really good start today. We've got 5 recruits that are actual fighters. We've got 7 workers. Our 2 smiths are all set up. I'm going to look into more about the lore behind the Holy Nation and if the science books are just flat out forbidden or if they are just forbidden for the common folk. And based on that, we'll determine how much we invest into crafting weapons. But we'll wrap it up there. This afternoon, we should be gearing up and taking on some smaller bandit areas. We probably won't take on the Dust Bandit King yet. If we do, it'll probably be with the help of these extra paladins. But I'd like our first conquest to be just us. So we'll wrap it up here, and this afternoon we'll look at seeing what bandits we can take out. Thanks for